Oh, hello and good afternoon, loungers. We're going to try something here. We're going to see how well this streams. It looks like we're on and going. Oh, and look at this. Yeah, we're on and going. As long as this doesn't buffer or nothing like that, I think we're good to go. So yeah, today is Derby Day. It's the 2021st edition of the Kentucky Derby. Post time is in 12 minutes. I've got my Bet US account here ready to go. I only have $18, but that's okay. It's the Kentucky Derby. It's like one of the few horse races of the year where you can bet a little to win a lot, and that's what we're going to try to do today. I have a $17.50 play lined up right here. My best bets today. If you came here to be told to bet essential quality to win, that's not what this channel is about. We're going to go 450 to win on the 7 and 19. 2 to win on the 8 and 17. I'm going to play 50-cent exacta, 17 with the 7, 8, 19, and a 50-cent trifecta, 17 with the 7, 8, 19, with the 7, 8, 19. And this is the ticket right here that has the potential to make this maybe a $5,000 or $10,000 day. This ticket maybe has a $1,000 potential if I can get the 17 with the 19. And even if I could maybe get a win here, I could at least make a few dollars on this venture. I'm going to make my bets here, and I'm going to do this on here, just I guess demonstrate maybe for those who've never bet before. So let's go over here. What's up, Warren Sapp? Let's hope this works now. This has got to be snappy. This can't be going all slow on me. I hope I didn't cut it too close to post. Well, I mean, as long as this moves along, we'll be all right. All right, here we go. So let's go to our next race here, 12th race at Churchill Downs. If you're gonna you gotta when you call it the ticket, you gotta call it the track, and then you identify each horse by their number. So I wanted, to bet 450 to win on the 7. Now this is the morning line odds. I'll go back and I'll show you guys the real-time odds after I make these bets. I just got to get these bets in first. This horse I think is up to like 28 or 29 to 1 right now. So we're going to bet 450 to win there. The other horse I wanted to bet 450 to win on was another one of these long shots down here. Soup and Sandwich. Morning line 30 to 1. I think he's around 24 to 1 right now or somewhere in there. We're going to bet 450 to win on him. And then I wanted to bet $2 on the 8, Medina Spirit. And wanted to bet $2 on the 17, Highly Motivated. Okay, now if this takes too long, I might have to abort the live stream because I got to get these bets in. There we go. Okay, so we go over here and double check. I got my 450 to win on the 12, or excuse me, on the 7, $2 on the 8, $2 on the 17, and 450 on the 19. Looks good to me. Total risk $13. Confirm. All right, now I want to make my exacta bet. So in exacta, you're picking who you think is going to come in first and who you think is going to come in second. So if you were calling this out the counter, it'd be like Churchill Downs, 12th race. You know, and then the denomination you're going to play. I'm going to play 50-cent exacta. And I decided for my exacta wagers, I'm going to 17, Highly Motivated, put that horse on top. And try and catch a price underneath. So we're going to go, the horses I was going to use, I believe, was the 7, the 8, and Soup and Sandwich, the 19. And I come in here, I put it for $1, 50 cents away, so it's going to be a $1.50 ticket. Come over here, double check. 50-cent exacta, 17 with the 19.78. And then I'm gonna make my trifecta wager, where you're trying to pick the top 3 finishers of the race. Now the superfecta, you're going for the top 4. And there's a race earlier on the card today where the $1 superfecta returned $400,000. I mean, on Derby Day, there's a lot of money in these pools. But I'm going to explain to you, if I have enough time before they go to post, why. Well, for one, I mean, my bank account here is a little short for playing a superfecta, and I didn't feel like putting more money in. But there's other reasons beyond too. So my 50-cent trifecta, I'm going to go 17 once again, single into that horse on top. I think that's where the value's at in the exager today. I have a limited bankroll. And this is a ticket right here, if it comes in right, could have the potential to maybe win 5, 10. At the most, it would be 15,000, and I'll explain why in a little bit. Which kind of goes hand in hand with why I'm not making a superfecta wager. Once again, stupid sandwich right there, making you hungry, isn't it? 7, 8. Oh, whoops. I'm like, what? 50-cent trifecta. Now, it's going to be a $3 ticket because there's 6 ways to get there. And so at 50 cents away, that's $3. 17 with the 19.78 with the 19.78. $3 ticket. This box is like, you could take 3 horses like the 19.78 and say, I just want to play all the 3 possible ways. And that'd be $6. But I'm not a big fan of boxing because you assign, equal weight. You're giving each horse an equal chance of coming in first, second, or third. And, horse races are not necessarily random. There's actually some skill to picking them. Now, I didn't do a whole lot of handicapping for this one today. I haven't played as much lately as what I used to. My biggest win ever was a 20-cent jackpot 6 wager I made betting Golden Gate Fields. It was a $20 ticket that hit for $2,000. So, but trust me, I've toured too. It's a tough game. So let me show you really quick. First, let's refresh. Take a quick look at the current odds. If we have time, they're going to go to post really quick here, and I might have to abandon this if this doesn't load. Alright, you want to know what? I'll just abandon it. We'll just go with whenever the last time this screen was refreshed, because I've been looking at the tote board all day, and the odds really haven't changed too terribly much. Your favorite is right here, the 14 Essential Quality at 5-2. The horses I bet, 7. I don't know how you said. I'm thinking it's Mandolin. I don't know. 28-1. I got 40 cents to win on this, and I bet $2 to win here on Bob Baffert's number 8 Medina Spirit. At least trained by Bob Baffert, I should say. Can't count him out on a Kentucky Derby Saturday. And then, I mean, there's a lot of good horses in this field. I mean, you can't, go wrong with almost any of them. But I think the highly motivated right here, 11-1. Maybe it's the post that's scaring people. I don't know. I think that's a nice price, and that's why I kind of sold out to him in the exotics. And then the 19 here, Stupid Sandwich at 24-1. I got 450 on that horse to win. Now for the exacta wager that I made, we can actually see what the bets themselves might return. This right here is the 17 per race is $15,000. So that's why I did not bet the superfecta, because I don't want to hit a superfecta for $350,000 and only win this. Happened to a guy a couple of years ago. Okay, so they are at commercial break. To explain, and it happened up here in my neck of the woods, up here in northern Nevada. He had stopped by an outlet that was not pari-mutuel. It was just fixed limit like this website. And he played like a series, I think a trifecta, superfecta bets, whatever. And a couple of years ago, they hit and they came in, and I don't remember what the exact total was, but they returned like 300, 400,000, something like that. But the parlor he bet, The max gross payout was $35,000, and that's all he won for his bets. So you really got to make sure you read the rules and take caution. So that's why I like this site, because it's the only way I can bet online, but it has its limitations. So that's why I only decided to play a trifecta wager. Would that make you thirsty? So maybe a little bit while we're waiting. I mean, I didn't invest money today in actual past performances because, most of these horses have only ran a handful of races, and I'm sure I could find something for free. And this pretty much gives you a lot of decent information. I only had a couple hours to handicap, so I mainly just focused on speed figures. So, I mean, who knows? High risk, high reward. But the one horse I think the horse from the 17 post that highly motivated that I canceled in on, or that I singled in on the exotics. If you look at its last 3 races, the speed rating par for this race is a 103 in the last 3 consecutive races. I mean, this is got to be like the speed horse in the race right here. So that's why I'm like, okay, we're going to move the chips in, and that's where we're going to go on the exotics, especially at 11 to 1. I mean, I'm saying I'm not necessarily the biggest expert in the world on how to read a past performance, but I know how to engineer tickets that are going to pay well when they've hit. I've had good wins. I hit a pick 4 once. That was a 20-cent minimum bet. I've maybe paid $10, $15 for the ticket, and it hit for $600. If I'd been playing it for $1, I'd have had to go to the tax window at the time, because that would have been a $3,000 win. They've changed the rules a little bit these days on when you have to pay taxes, and it actually makes it one of probably the more attractive games you could play out there. And I would try to explain the new tax rules, but I'm not 100% right there with where they're at, so I don't want to misspeak and say something. But I'd tell you this, it's a lot more beneficial than what it used to be to horse players, and I think it makes horseplay a much better proposition than playing a slot machine. And not to dog slots. I know a lot of people out there love slots. It's just not my cup of tea. I like watching people on YouTube playing. That's fun. But it looks like we're about to see a run for the roses. Yeah, so let's get in here with these guys. I pay for this YouTube TV subscription, so.
Derby crowd and the largest attendance at a U.S. sporting event, certainly in this spring and probably in the last year. And it's an ideal day, and the fans are all ready for the Kentucky.
I don't know if that entitles me to scream it, but hey.
The morning line came out when the post positions were drawn earlier this week.
There's your current odds.
Second choice, just a half tick ahead of Hot Rod Charlie. Known Agenda's odds moving a little bit lower now, 9 to 1.
Which is supposed to go to close to 358, and that's already coming past, but that's no surprise.
That's the line of demarcation after that. Long shot or value.
Right, let's check the chat. Let's see if anybody's even watching this.
The remainder of the field of 19.
Oh my word. We got lots of people watching. Nice.
He deserves to be a slight favorite because he's solid, not spectacular. The distance is no problem. He's fast enough to win. What could beat him is just misfortune.
Well, welcome everybody. I hope you're enjoying.
He's ducked out a couple of times in his career leaving the starting gate. Got to avoid that, and got to avoid the ground loss of a wide trip around the turns.
Third choice, Jerry Hot Rod. Treated horses in the Derby, Randy, and Rock Your World.
Look, he went wire to wire to win the Santa Anita Derby and was extremely impressive. If he makes the early lead here, I think he's the horse to beat. But Jerry and I talked to trainer Steve Asmussen earlier this week of Midnight Bourbon. We said, where do you think your horse will be? He said, on the lead. His instructions to Mike Smith are going to be to hustle the horse early and try to get the early lead, which would force Rock Your World into a stalking position. Maybe he can handle it just fine. We don't know. He's only had 3 starts. This is where the inexperience factor comes in.
Third of a century since a horse has won the Derby from the one hole. Randy, a new gate means that horse is not going to come out to the rail, but a little bit inside. Do you think it makes a difference with Known Agenda?
I think he's got to go forward anyway, no matter what post he is. The issue with Known Agenda, he's got a great cruising speed, but no acceleration, not real quick acceleration through the course of the race. And these holes, Mike, they open and they close in a heartbeat. So if you have a horse that doesn't accelerate fast, it makes your job harder hitting those holes, but the distance is right up his alley.
They call him Derby Bob Baffert. He goes for a record 7th as a trainer. Randy, what's the scenario if Medina Spirit can do it for Baffert?
The $1,000 yearling, he actually has the speed to make the early lead should John Velasquez choose to push the button early. And look, if that happens, he is one tough customer.
I think that horse is going to have to make the lead if it's going to win.
He's been forward. He's only had 5 lifetime starts. And I don't think in that scenario he would need to improve a lot to win this race. I think he's in with a puncher's chance.
You just heard how many horses we think have speed and could be.
That guy right there has a knack. Has a knack for getting there first on the first Saturday in May.
When do I move?
Everyone said it's going to be on a.
That's why I couldn't. That's why I had to at least get a couple bucks down. That's like my saver bet right there. If that horse wins and nothing else happens, then I get my money back, and it was a great day.
In this field, but he always gives it to you. We'll see if he does it on this day. The horses parade.
Actually, I had one winner earlier. It was zero handicapping. I was just tote board watching and winner, but it didn't pay much. It gave me enough to fire out on this race, so we'll see what happens.
Can you imagine the biggest event in the sport you love happens 2 blocks from where you grew up, and now you have a chance to win it? That's what Brad Cox is thinking about 3 minutes from now. Todd Pletcher, no one has ever trained more horses who have appeared in the Kentucky Derby. His 4 loading mean 59. He has a chance for a 3rd, and the family story of Steve.
Oh! God, no, don't do this. It'll come back. Oh, no. Oh no, I might have to abandon ship. I might have to. Okay. Come on, be nice, be kind.
Kentucky Derby. Here's the voice of the
I gotta let it go at this point. Let's hope for the best. It's not good. Thankfully, I'll at least be able to go back and watch it, I suppose. But this is terrible. Oh, why are you doing this to the stream? Ah. Okay, come on, please. Let us watch the race. Oh, man, a plug.
19 3-year-olds.
This is looking bad. The quality's gone downhill. No. Yikes. I think there's maybe too many people watching. I gotta abort.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby.
No. This is not good. I'm sorry. I gotta pull the plug. I gotta pull the plug. This is not working.
And off to a solid beginning here, and it will be but